First of all, we are seeing way too much of each other. This is, it seems like every 3 days we're doing a press conference, either before the game or after the game. So, and it doesn't change. We just keep, the opponents keep coming in, or we go to them, and they're all high quality, high level games. And this one will be no different. They really played a great game against us down in Columbus, and hopefully we've improved since then, but I'm sure they have as well. So it's I would expect a charged up atmosphere. Our guys have obviously disappointed with the loss down in Indiana in a great game, but we moved on as quickly as we could. Probably spent more time on that game learning from it in video instead of moving on to our next game. But we did touch on just enough to be ready for today's practice.
John? You just talk a little bit about the logistics of the turnaround. 9 o'clock game on a Saturday night to Tuesday is not a lot of time.
Yeah, it's difficult. Like I said, it's been like this for 13 straight, and we are. It stretches you. It really stretches us. But what we frame it up with our players is this is what a run would be like in March. If you have a great run in the Big Ten tournament, and you're playing till Sunday, and then you might have a Thursday game somewhere else, and if you win, you're going to have a Saturday game, and then you turn around, you might have, it's all part of it. With the media and all the things, it's another important part of the process we have to learn how to handle. I really like the way our young men have responded for every practice, which means they must be doing the things off the court that will assist us in this.
Nick? John, got to ask, have you guys reviewed the tape of the Glenn and Jordan Holtz thing at all?
Yeah, I just heard about it actually like an hour and a half ago. I hadn't seen or heard anything about it, and I just looked at it. It looks to me like he is pulling his arm away from Watford. He's heading up court, and unfortunately, Jordy is in the way. And I'm glad Jordy's not hurt. But they reviewed it during the game as well. So I see. Believe me, if there was anything intentional there, we would deal with it, but right now it looks just accidental contact.
And has Big Ten asked for tape of that, or no?
They have all the tape that they need. They really do.
Have they contacted you and said they're going to review that, or no?
They had not contacted me. Okay. No. I reached out to our supervisor officials, and we've discussed it. But I'm carrying on, and I feel real bad about it. But it was accidental contact.
Chris, you talk about Jordan's status and who will start tomorrow night.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, well, yesterday I'm not sure who will start tomorrow night, but Jordan yesterday practiced a little bit, but there was some soreness from just playing those 2 minutes. I'm very happy we did not play him more the other day.
Michael, as far as Glenn, could you, after watching film, figure out were they taking him away in some facet, or was he just?
He got six pretty good shots during the night. I think that we have to find other ways to get him the ball. They really denied him in the corner, just really didn't give a lot of help. Forced us to play right down the middle in a two-man game. We got to find ways to get him more involved, and he's got to find ways to get more involved. But he went after every offensive rebound. He played really hard. I was really proud of him, because when they're shutting you down and boxing you out the way they did, he had probably 22, 23-year-old senior playing against an 18-year-old kid for 40 minutes. And there was a lot of tension on him, and so he's got to continue to work, and we as a coach staff got to find other ways to involve him.
Do you worry at this point about Glenn and Nick hitting that quote ball just because of the amount of minutes they've played, maybe less than a Mitch?
Yeah, I mean, I don't worry about it at all. No, but I try to prevent it, but I don't worry about it. We're trying to make sure that they get enough rest, but those guys are. They're pretty resilient, and we do a really good job at recovery here. And the other thing with both of those young men is they live a very clean life. I really feel that they get their sleep. Just knowing and talking with them, they get their sleep. They eat well. They train hard. They're in pretty good shape.
On your left, Coach Jennifer.
John, you talked about the back-to-back 9 p.m. starts kind of preparing you for a March tournament type of atmosphere or run. To what extent does the way the Big Ten is competitive now and as tough as it is also get you ready for that type of stretch? And is this one of the toughest Big Ten basketball races you've seen in a while?
It's starting to shape up right now. There's certainly, if you just look at the standings, and I do follow the standings, there's 4 teams that are really close to each other. So when you have 4 teams in it, and I'm sure that Wisconsin's right there as well as a 5th team. I think it has a lot to do right now with who have you played and where have you played them. I think many of the high-level teams, we play first away and either don't play them at all or play them as second at our place. So I think you'll have to wait and see what happens down the stretch with all the teams. There's still a lot of away games being played by some really good teams against very good teams. But it looks like, and that doesn't mean, you watch Iowa last night, Iowa was just a couple points away from being up there. So there's a lot of teams that are still involved. We're at the halfway point.